You have to wonder where Mitt Romney's coming from.
It's time for a new generation of leaders.
Ejectocito, cuz! It worked! I love this button!
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. I've had to do some things in this job that I really didn't like, and this is going to be one of those things. Now, one, I am here to announce that Mitt Romney is not running for re-election. That means we are going to be done with Mitt Romney's entire political career in about 1 year from now. Mitt Romney will never hold public office again, and that will be a very, very good thing. Two, well, in his announcement video saying that he's not going to be running for office, he said some things that I actually agree with a lot. And wow, am I going to have to agree with Mitt Romney a little bit? I thought that Mitt Romney would just be the guy who took the most epic photo with Donald Trump ever. This is the photo of Mitt Romney interviewing for the Secretary of State job with Donald Trump. Look at his it's guy. And then the look in Donald Trump's face is just too good. Oh, we don't deserve Trump. We didn't deserve him. Amazing. Look at those big glasses of wine, water in the wine glasses. All right. So, hey, yo, listen, there's more, though, to this story. So Mitt Romney has announced that he is finished. He even has like primary opponents right now in Utah. He's announced that he's done. And so he's not going to run again. This is quite a shock, actually, to a lot of people. Mitt Romney did this in a video that he just released. I'm going to play it for you because Mitt Romney, obviously a very consequential person in American politics. You can't argue that. He ran against Barack Obama and was odds on to beat Barack Obama until they turned the entire campaign into a racial referendum. And you will recall that Barack Obama said that Mitt Romney was racist and that he carried his dog on top of his car and he had binders full of women and whatever. Joe Biden went and said that Mitt Romney's going to put people back in chains to like an all-black audience. You remember that? Mitt Romney's going to put y'all back in chains. That's what Joe Biden said. Oh, baby, how the turntables turn. And so Mitt Romney is now saying he's no longer going to serve in office. And here's the video that he dropped that I am shockingly in agreement on some of the points he makes. Watch.
You know, contrary to a lot of expectations, I enjoy my work in the Senate a good deal.
Okay, and then Mitt Romney goes on to talk about like how much garbage he's done in the Senate, like passing bills with Democrats and red flag laws and stuff like that. But then he gets to the real meat and potatoes of why he's leaving office.
I've spent my last 25 years in public service of one kind or another. At the end of another term, I'd be in my mid-80s. Frankly, it's time for a new generation of leaders.
I agree. Wait a second. Crazy 6-year terms in the Senate. Crazy that I 100% agree with this. Wow. What intellectual clarity and honesty. Mitt Romney has some real garbage policies, and I really don't like him in the Senate. I really have hated virtually everything he's done in the Senate. But what a refreshing thing to hear. Maybe this is just what PR companies are writing for him. I'm not sure. What an unbelievably refreshing thing to hear. I'm too old to run. I'll be in my 80s. It's time for me to let someone else younger have this position because they're the people who are going to be making these decisions in the future. Nice. Wow, that was refreshing.
They're the ones that need to make the decisions that will shape the world they will be living in.
Correct.
Now, we face critical challenges.
100% agree.
Mounting national debt, climate change,
yes,
and the ambitious authoritarians of Russia and China.
Okay.
Neither President Biden nor former President Trump are leading their party to confront those issues. On deficits and debt, both men refuse.
Absolutely unbelievably false. Okay. Donald Trump is leading a lot on those issues. Joe Biden is completely compromised by the Chinese who paid his family billions of dollars. Oh, the Chinese gave billions of dollars to a fund managed by Hunter Biden. Obviously. Mitt Romney doesn't say anything about that here. But listen to this. And I cannot believe that I'm going to say this. I totally agree with him here.
To address entitlements, even though they know that this represents 2/3 of federal spending.
So, the dude is straight up saying like we should address entitlements, spending programs, right? Medicaid, Medicare, welfare, like the unbelievable explosive spending of our federal government is tied to these old, like 100-year-old entitlement programs that were not designed to last this long. Social Security is one of them, like that are just jokes. And nobody, and he's right here, nobody on the Republican or Democrat side will ever touch these sacred calves, and they need to be touched. They need to be gutted. They need to be gutted. They need to be butchered. We don't need these programs any longer, and we won't survive as a country. We will have too much debt, like if we don't go after these programs. So I actually wildly agree with this point here, and I agree with the whole like I'm too old to be in office. Wow.
Donald Trump calls global warming a hoax, and President Biden offers feel-good solutions that make no difference to the global climate. On China, President Biden underinvests in the military, and President Trump underinvests in our alliances. Political motivations too often impede the solutions that these challenges demand. The next generation of leaders must take America to the next stage of global leadership. While I'm not running for re-election, I'm not retiring from the fight. I'll be your United States Senator until January of 2025. I will keep working on these and other issues, and I'll advance our state's numerous priorities. I look forward to working with you and with folks across our state and nation in that endeavor. It really is a profound honor to serve.
Okay, that's it. And then the pablum. Okay, so two things that I did like about Mitt Romney there in that speech, like unbelievably clairvoyant. I'll be in my mid-80s. There's absolutely no reason why someone as old and cretinous as me, even though Mitt Romney looks, I mean, dude, live the clean Mormon life, man. No drinking, eating healthy. Mitt Romney looks like, I don't know. I mean, like you look like a man half his age, I guess, if he's 80. Goodness. Mitt Romney has done some things that I agree with. Mitt Romney has done some things I deeply disagree with. Certainly not going to turn Mitt Romney simp. Just because he's leaving. In fact, he should be required to leave. He should not be able to hold office if you march as a Republican with BLM. This is Mitt Romney marching with BLM. Look at this. Coward with his mask. Marching with BLM as they burned and ravaged our streets. This is from Mitt Romney's Twitter handle. Black Lives Matter. What a simp. What an absolute and total simp. Fraud. Disgusting. This is the last video that Mitt Romney posted from the Senate of him walking down the hallway with a hot dog. Okay. No videos about the Biden crime family, but videos like this.
As you all know, today is National Hot Dog Day. And perhaps you also know that hot dog is my favorite meat. I love hot dogs. I love them in buns. I love them outside of buns. I love them with baked beans. I just like hot dogs. It's the best, best meat there is, without question. So to all of you who, like me, are celebrating National Hot Dog Day, congratulations to you, and may there be many, many more hot dogs served in our wonderful land.
All right, I like hot dogs. Nobody's surprised. Mitt Romney. There are challengers to Mitt Romney. Somebody who is actually running pretty close to Mitt Romney in the polls is Mayor Trent Staggs. Mitt Romney, of course, ran. It's hard to find a state. It'd be easier to count the states where Mitt Romney hasn't run for office. Mitt Romney was governor of Massachusetts. He ran then for president, and then he went to Utah and ran in Utah, and now, well, not very popular there. Mayor Trent Staggs from Utah had announced that he was trying to unseat Mitt Romney. We'll see who sort of like trickles out in the primary. I assume there'd be more people throwing their hat in, but Trent Staggs has released an absolute flamethrower of an ad against Mitt Romney, and was on our program talking about how much he despises Mitt Romney effectively for marching with BLM, which is a terrorist organization. Check this out. Mayor, you just illuminated some of the betrayals of Mitt Romney in the Senate. You say he has no backbone, and those betrayals are big and they are glaring. However, there's one that really rings true for me. The reason I broadcast from Florida is because I was literally chased out of my neighborhood on Capitol Hill by BLM and Antifa mobs. They burned down my house. My house was burnt down in a horrible drug war because they defunded the police. And that happened in Washington, D.C. You'll, unfortunately, if and when you win, we'll have to go there. It's an awful place to live, let me tell you. You will say, bring me back to Utah as fast as possible, please. Can I do this remote? Sir, I got to tell you, on a personal level, Mitt Romney marching with BLM is I'm finished, right? I was finished. I was sort of wishy-washy, and I know that you got to have, this big party, big tent, right? I was sort of wishy-washy, and then I saw him march with this organization that is a domestic terrorist organization, and that threatened the lives of my family and ended up killing a lot of people, actually, in the streets. And you lost me, man. You lost me. And he's never apologized for that. Will you debate him and ask him to apologize?
I'd love the opportunity to debate Mitt Romney. Benny, perhaps he can come on the show and we can talk about that. Somewhere other than CNN where he's comfortable and just can pontificate from that platform. Absolutely. He needs to be held accountable there. I think that's, that marching with Black Lives Matter, I would completely agree. I think that they should be categorized as a domestic terrorist group. All that they have done, and you see the corruption at that organization, and it's unfortunate. It really is that he would have done that, tried to use his voice, use his platform to go and advocate for such an organization. And I think, frankly, that's a big reason why I'm receiving so many endorsements from law enforcement agencies and others. When I got that endorsement, it made national news that a group like that would have endorsed me over an incumbent senator. And I said there that law enforcement deserves a senator that is going to stand with them and not march against them.
Yes.
That's exactly what they need.
What a wonderful way to put that, as we see images of this coward walking on screen with a group that adjacently committed domestic terrorism. And this is Donald Trump's DOJ classified Antifa as a domestic terrorist group. These people attacked the White House. They tried to murder the sitting president. People forget about that, the real insurrection that happened at the White House when hundreds of Secret Service were attacked by these people. These people went and tried to burn down the White House and succeeded in burning a couple of buildings at the White House property, then burned a church across the street from it, set it on fire, and Mitt Romney marched with them and endorsed them. It's repulsive. And so we are very, very proud that you were running against him. We're very, very glad. So Trent Staggs was already running against Mitt Romney, released this bombshell ad. Check it out. Maybe this is why Mitt's dropping out. I don't know. Maybe he does. Who knows? But it is very nice to see somebody say, he didn't have to say, I'm too old. But he did say it. And that's a really nice thing to hear. Especially in a world run by frickin' fossilized nursing home that is Washington, D.C. Watch.
Right now, Washington is broken. And every time we compromise, it costs us trillions. We have more IRS agents than border agents. And while we're paying $4 a gallon for gas, they're sending our money unchecked to Ukraine. Now we're almost $32 trillion in debt. Enough is enough. A few years ago, Mitt Romney moved to Utah and told us what he'd fight for.
Here's what I'll fight for: to finally end illegal immigration, to put us on a path to a balanced budget, to push back against federal overreach, and to confirm judges who follow the Constitution.
But the only thing I've seen him fight for are the establishment, wokeness, open borders, impeaching President Trump, and putting us even deeper into debt. I'm Trent Staggs, mayor of Riverton. I didn't come from millions. As one of 10 children, I watched my parents pinch pennies on my dad's teacher's salary, and I've taken that same approach to government. As mayor, I've reduced spending and innovated to lower the cost of government. Then, in 2020, when we were told to shut down businesses, schools, and churches, I said no. I've got a track record of fighting big government, and I believe we need that same approach in Washington. I'm not a career politician or a Massachusetts millionaire. I'm a mayor, a businessman, husband and father who wants his children to grow up with the same opportunities that I did. And I'm running for United States Senate to make sure that they do.